Hello, welcome to this quick look at a water of crystallization question, but from a redox titration. So it's 4 grams of calcium hydroxide, unknown amount of H2O at this point, made up to 250 centimeters cubed. So it helps to visualize that. So what happens then is a 25 centimeters cubed sample of this was reacted with a 0.1 mole per decimeter cubed solution of KMnO4-. And it was found that 36.3 centimeters cubed of KMnO4 was needed to reach the endpoint. Okay, so once we've visualized what's going on, we can then assemble our calculation to work out our moles. So what we want is the moles of CaOH2, and it says that the ratio between OH- and MnO4- is 2:1. So that must mean that 1 mole of calcium hydroxide, which has 2 hydroxides in it already, reacts with 1 mole of KMnO4, which has 1 MnO4- in it already. So putting in the data that we know, obviously we don't know the number of moles of this. That's the point of this particular step in the calculation. You start by working out the moles of manganate, which is 3.63 times 10 to the minus 3. Now because of that 1:1 mole ratio between the calcium hydroxide and the manganate ion, that means that you have the same number of moles of calcium hydroxide in 25 centimeters cubed from our titration. But that came from a 250 centimeters cubed sample, so you scale that up by multiplying by 10. And it's that final number I'm going to use in the last part of this video. So going back to here and focusing in on the formula, we've got the purple outline gives us the hydrated salt, the pink outline gives us the anhydrous salt. The first thing to spot is that the moles are the same. So the moles of hydrated salt are the same as the moles of anhydrous salt. So if you've got 3.63 times 10 to the minus 2 moles in the previous calculation, that must mean the molar mass of the hydrated salt is 4 grams divided by that number of moles, which is 110.19 grams per mole. So that's the MR of this whole thing, this value here. Now, if you go to a periodic table and add the individual elements up, their relative atomic masses, that gives you 74.1 grams per mole. So the difference in the molar masses of those two will be the molar mass, quote unquote, of the XH2O section of this formula. That happens to be 36.09, so you divide that by 18 to get 2, and that means X must be 2. Okay, thanks for listening. Until next time, see you soon.